Yes, people. We all right. The Reds have won a game. The Reds have won back-to-back games, and it was a good one. It was a doozy against little old Newcastle United. I am severely hungover. I am. I gotta be honest. I woke up. Ooh, what time did I wake up? About an hour and a half ago. Woke up about an hour and a half ago. Realised I haven't done a match reaction. Let's get on it because there's games which you don't want to do match reactions for. But my God, this was a game I wanted to do a match reaction for. Where do we start with this? Yes, Reverend Knight, mate. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I think we should start off at. Let's just start off with the first 10 because we'll start off at the start of the game because we didn't actually start off super well. I'll be honest. I thought first 10 minutes Newcastle were the better side. They were putting us under more pressure. They were putting us under good pressure. But we have a certain man who stands in our goal by the name of Alisson Becker. And there's been some heinous claims put against that man. There's been some absolutely diabolical claims put against that man. That Aaron Ramsdale's better than him. Nick Pope's better than him. De Gea is better than him. He's not that good a goalkeeper. He's overrated. Yesterday was a peak Alisson Becker performance. We play very gung-ho in defence. We don't get to do anywhere near that without that man in goal. Without that man being anywhere near as good as he is in goal. I think he saved 3 or 4 one-on-ones. Mad save against St. Maximin onto the bar. And he had another one against, I think it was Dan Burn or something. Brilliant goalkeeping performance from Alisson Becker. Absolute hero. Love the man. Absolutely love the man. But in the first 10, they were causing some more problems. They were all over us. We struggled to really get a foothold into the game. That's to be expected when you're away from home. Newcastle are a really, really good side. But once we got our moments, my God, did we take it? My God, did we take that moment? How did we make it 2-0 so nervy? And yet, of course, I'm happy it wasn't fun to watch the majority of the game. We are worse against 10 men. Liverpool Football Club and this team, I would much rather Nick Pope had stayed on the pitch because we end up playing worse for some unknown reason. Whether it's, we get a bit arrogant and think the game's done, so we don't need to try and carry it on, or whether it's whether the other team, they realise they've got nothing to lose, so we might as well just go for it, sort of thing. I don't know, but it's very annoying because this isn't the first time it's happened. It's like the 4th or 5th, and it really gets on my nerves at the minute because Nick Pope got sent off, and I was like, get in there, boss. And the 10 minutes afterwards, I was like, he shouldn't have got sent off. We would have been better if he was on the pitch. But that's just how it goes with us. That's just how it goes. Our league performance, yes. Player ratings coming soon. Alisson Becker, man of the match. Jamie Carragher. This is something I need to get off my chest, Jamie. How on God's name are you giving St. Maximin man of the match? How are you giving St. Max man of the match? He lost. Yes, he took on Van Dijk and he took on Robertson and he took on Trent a couple of times. That's great and all. What did it lead to? It didn't actually lead to anything. He forced a good save from Alisson, which Alisson pushed onto the bar. So Alisson done better. But yet St. Maximin gets man of the match. How Alisson Becker did not get man of the match off Carragher, I will never know. I will never know how he didn't get man of the match. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Absolute joke. Anyway, the win, no matter how it was got, was much needed confidence. Yeah, that Newcastle are a really good side. They haven't been beaten at home all season. Haven't been beaten since we beat them at Anfield. Really, really tough sort of game to look into. But we came out and we showed what we can do. I got a lot of confidence off that performance. I got a lot of confidence off that game and how he performed and everything. A really, really good thing. The first 20 minutes were good, but as soon as they got the red, we were, as we've been all season, pretty crap. We had moments, to be fair. I think in the second half, especially once we made the subs, Jota came on, Bobby came on. Even though Bobby started a bit slow, he grew into it towards the end. Who else came on? Harvey Elliott came on, and James Milner, who actually had a really good game. Once they came on, we sort of, it was like a little bit of a kick up the backside. We started getting some good moves together again. Should have scored at least one of them. Jota really unlucky with that header. That it A didn't go in, or B Firmino wasn't there to tap it at the back post. We had that really nice move which Robertson tried to cut across for Salah, but he couldn't put that one in. You know, we start our moments, but we do inevitably get worse once they go down to 10 men. I don't get why. I really don't get why. Messi, Messi SC. Hassan's not here for you to take the piss out of, to be fair. Ozan Kabak. Exactly realism. Carragher was trying to be diplomatic. I mean, Carragher and Martin Tyler together. Fuck me. I've seen more excitement at a funeral, and one of them is supposed to be a Liverpool fan. Come on. Like, I get why he does it, because he wants to be diplomatic and unbiased and this, that, and the other. But then you just lean too far onto the other side, where it's, you then don't give us the credit or the respect that we deserve when we actually do really well. So I don't get it, Caddy. I really don't get it. What's the plan? What's the aim? What we doing here? Why are you taking the piss? Why are you, like, that man of the match decision is an absolute joke. Alisson Becker was the best player on that football pitch. Easy. Made 5 world-class saves and caused the red card. I forgot about that. He caused the red card with one of them mad passes. But no, Alan St. Maximin, man of the match. Make it make sense, man. Joke. Do I think Gakpo will be as good as Dirk Kuyt? The thing you have to understand, Ozan Kabak, is Dirk Kuyt is my favourite ever Liverpool player. So it's very, very difficult for a person to come in and be better than him. In terms of, you know, what I like and everything. I don't think I'll ever really lose Dirk Kuyt as my favourite Liverpool player. But I think we're starting to see a different side to Gakpo. We're starting to see that he can play the false 9, and, you know, he's got that aspect to his game which is much needed. He's really starting to grow into it. He just needed that little bit bedding in time. And he beat the 007 allegations, which is saved from Mudryk now. Can't wait for that. Big up, Tom. Absolutely pivotal that we go 6 for 6 before we play United. Also need the Spurs loss today. Madrid is a free hit for me. They're the clear favourites. I don't like the term free hits. I think every game's a big game, and we should be going into these games thinking that we can win them. But there certainly isn't as much pressure on it as there was. There's certainly a bit of a better atmosphere around the club and everything than there was before looking at the game. It's 6 for 6 before we play United. I mean, I'm just trying to think who we've got. We've got Palace away, which I'm going to be honest, I've never liked Palace away. Palace away always scares the living shit out of me, because Selhurst Park, atmosphere, and the way they play terrifies me. Spurs lost today. Who are they playing? West Ham, isn't it? Come on, Declan. Come on, Declan. Come on, Declan. Back up my claims. I say you're one of the best DMs in the world. Back up my claims. I need the performance off you today, Declan. Big up though yourself, Eunice. Big up yourself. I agree. Milner was the pretty great when he came on, but we were very scattergun and just couldn't keep the ball for the life of us. I think it was a bit of complacency, a bit of arrogance, and also Newcastle realised they've got fuck all to lose. Like, does it really matter if we go for it and end up losing 3 or 4? Like, I think they resigned themselves to losing that game. So I'm not really too bothered about it. It is just a really annoying thing that constantly happens with us, where we get. It happened against Chelsea last year as well when I was at the game, and it was just so annoying. They go down to 10 men, and then we just act like we can't break teams down. We act like we can't play football, and it just confuses the living daylights out of me, because you'd think having a man advantage, you're better off, but no, we end up looking like worse with a man advantage, and I don't know why. It needs to be sorted, because it'll cost us against better teams. Carragher's a classic Everton fan, to be fair. You might not be wrong there. Along with the poor performance after the red card, the Nunez injury was disappointing as well. Yeah, massively. Darwin Nunez is really finding himself in this Liverpool team now. I really enjoyed watching him yesterday. He's such a threat on that left-hand side. Fullbacks hate dealing with him. And I think another thing he gives you is, like I said on the preview, he pins back fullbacks. So Kieran Trippier couldn't really attack because Darwin Nunez was there, and he knew he wasn't going to catch up to him. But I'm just happy with his performance. I hope the injury isn't a major one. He tried to carry on. Obviously, he couldn't. I think he's going for a scan today. Fingers crossed it's good news there. Fingers crossed. I really hope he becomes the Ukrainian 007. I want nothing more than that because it was Chelsea fans and United fans who tried to run it about Gakpo. And I need Mudryk 007. I need Mudryk 007. It's Palace and Wolves. Oh, Wolves. Why have we got Wolves again? We played Wolves like every 2 weeks this season. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Mudryk cooked a 37-year-old millionaire and is living off that. You're not wrong there, Messi. I see you're not wrong. Do you think we can beat Madrid without Darwin? He's so much of a threat up front. We may sneak a jammy 1-0 win somehow. I think we can because I think we can beat any team in the world on our day. But we lose a key attacking avenue by not having Nunes. I'll say that much. We lose a key attacking avenue if he's not there. But I think Jota could come in on the left. I think we could move Gakpo to the left, maybe play Firmino in the middle. We've got options again now because we've got players coming back from injury. So it'll be a loss because losing a player like Darwin Nunes is always going to be a loss. But we can make it work. We can make it work. Newcastle's next Prem game is Man City. Is that the Etihad though, isn't it? City ain't losing at the Etihad. Under Klopp, when the opponents get a red, we seem to have a mental block and fall off. You're not wrong there, realism. You're really not wrong. You're really, really not wrong. It's a weird, weird sort of thing. I told you Darwin was going to pin back Trippier. We both did. That was one of the avenues, and the other one was Anthony Gordon, or that left hand side. You know, they played St. Max, and then I think they ended up going with Elliot Anderson or something, and then Dan Burn, but they got the red card. Anderson had to come off, and then we never really got to see us look at that. It would be your front three if Darwin is indeed out on Tuesday. Ooh. That is a really, really good question. That's a really, really good question. I reckon it'll be Salah on the right. I can't tell if he's going to go Gakpo or Firmino. I think if Nunes is out, there's two shoe-ins. It's Salah and it's Jota. Both of them two are on the wings. But I think it will be... Oh, is he going to go Bobby? Is he going to go Roberto Firmino? Or is he going to stick with Gakpo? I think he should stick with Gakpo. But I really wouldn't be shocked if he ended up going with Firmino because big game. And listen to Realism. I've seen you go, mate. Much appreciated for dropping in. Realism. Glad to have a little chat with you. And listen to what he's doing. Like the video, subscribe, share it out. Let's get people in here. Celebrate the Reds winning back-to-back games. I feel we need to start Josh. He looks rusty. He needs the game time to work it out. And that means we can keep Gakpo as a false nine. Yeah, I think Jota had his moments yesterday, but he's still just coming back into. I mean, it was a bad injury that he got, so it's always going to take a bit of time. But I back him. I think there's a lot to like about Diogo Jota. I think he's always going to be a threat. You know, all that stuff. I think he's always going to have that. So I think I'd be happy to start him. And the one thing with rustiness is you don't lose finishing. And the reason I wanted Jota in that team for Madrid was his finishing. And you don't lose that. Hand over Bodric Legacy 1v1. Do you think Salah still wants the revenge? I hope he doesn't, because every time he says he wants revenge, we bottle it. We bottle it. Jota Gakpo Salah, Jota Gakpo Salah. There's Jared Tamlin, he's got to go. Big up realism, yeah, big up realism. Oh mate, good to see you, lad. Reckon Klopp goes Gakpo through the middle. Yeah, I think that's the position that Linders and Klopp see him in, which is something I didn't expect to see when he came in. But, you know, maybe Pep Linders was onto something. Maybe he was onto something, you know. I might have to retract some of the distaste towards Pep Linders for the season because he might have been onto something, you know. Gakpo false nine, when you see him with the confidence, he looks so good there. He looks so good there. Firmino was so frustrating for me yesterday. I would slot Josh in for this. But I think the thing with Firmino was he grew into the game. I think Roberto Firmino always has to grow into games, but I think he really grew into the game yesterday. I think he had a really nice moment towards the back end of the game where he took on Joe Linton and nutmegged someone else and tried to play through the pass. But yeah, he was a bit slow to start off with, I'll give you that much. Yes, Pablo, mate, you all right? Is anyone else worried about Verge? Is all defending not engaging really ticks me off now? Like that St. Max really being blocked by him. I'm just not a big fan of how he defends now. Yeah, I don't think he's ever really tackled. That's the thing. We sit there and back the order when it works, and then we slag it off when it doesn't. I think it's always been a stout defender. I just think he's been a yard slower this season for most of it. So I think that's something that we have to look at. But I think it's better when Canate's there because he trusts Canate a little bit more. He backs Ebu. So I think you got to stick with that. And just Van Dijk's always going to have that, and he showed it in moments yesterday where he was aggressive into a tackle, he was strong into a tackle. St. Maximin did have his number a couple of times, but St. Maximin has a lot of players' numbers. It's not a bad thing to be beaten by St. Maximin in the same way it's not a bad thing to be beaten by a Matoma or these wingers or these strikers that people try and take the piss out of our players for getting beat by. Loads of players get beat by them. It's not a bad thing. Oh, it's Clarence. There you go. Now I can put a name behind Ozan Kabak. Well, no, I don't know. I've been in training, apparently. I've seen pictures of me in training, but who knows? What's the update on Nunes? Not a clue. Not a clue. He's going for a scan today, so I assume we'll find out the information on Monday in Klopp's press conference. Gakpo's got that Firmino touch and link up, which I agree, didn't see coming. He's got that, but he's also got a really good turn. So Stefan Bajcetic's one was fantastic for the second goal, but Gakpo's got that in abundance. You know that one where the pass is coming into him, and then he just turns as he receives it on the heart in and burns past the defender. That is so important for our transition, and Gakpo's got that down to a T. He's got that down to an absolute T. That's what I worry about. As he gets older, can he still defend that way? He can defend that way until he loses pace. And then once he loses pace, he has to be slightly more aggressive and use the more physical attributes, i.e. his strength and his size rather than his pace. Lol, 2-2 by Lille against PSG. Because I saw the Mbappe goal. Mbappe's goal was mad. Really good goal. And Neymar with an injury. When's his sister's birthday? It's coming up soon. He obviously doesn't want to play against Bayern, so yeah, for sure, plays on the Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, Firmino does that as well, but Gakpo brings a different size to it. I mean, he's 6'4", for Christ's sake. He's so tall, but he's still got that pace, and I'm really enjoying watching him at the minute. Was I right about Thiago being the problem? Again, I think it's more the game, the way Newcastle set up. We needed a more physical midfield to try and match them. And that was what we done while they had a full midfield. And then once it went down, we just sort of... I think, honestly, Thiago would have been better against the 10 men than the 11 men. And we would have probably done better if he was on the pitch against the 10 men. Neymar, perfect time wants to get back to his poker games. I'm not shocked there. But anyway, let's get to these player ratings. So. We've got all of them here. We've got all of them here. Alisson Becker. Now, this is a pretty simple one. You just give him a 10. You give him a 10, you move on. Man of the match, best player of the game. Absolute hero. That star next to him was there for a reason. Andy Robertson. Now, Andy Robertson, I don't think he had his best ever game. I think Andy Robertson struggled a little bit at times. I think his passing was a bit off. He always has that energy, Robbo. And I'll never knock that. He always has that energy, always has that drive, always able to bring us forward. But his final ball yesterday was really lacking at times. And defensively, he was a little bit sort of, So I can only really give him a 6. I can only really give Andy Robbo a 6. Joe Gomez. Thought Joe Gomez was all right. I don't think he had much to do. Because I don't think they really attacked down that side. I think everything sort of tried to go down the left side. So I think Joe Gomez gets a 7. Now, Stefan Bajcetic, I don't know why Stefan Bajcetic is back here and not Van Dijk, but Stefan Bajcetic is getting an 8. Absolutely fantastic. What Stefan Bajcetic is doing for us, we had a midfield that lacked the drive, it lacked forward thinking, it lacked positivity. And Stefan Bajcetic just come into this Liverpool team at 18 years of age and given us everything that we needed in terms of drive, in terms of positivity, in terms of work rate, in terms of ethic. And he's got so much quality with that as well. I mean, that half turn he played, he's got wonderful switch of play on him. He's so important to this team at the minute, and it's a bit concerning that an 18-year-old is our most important midfielder. But while he's playing like this, I love it. And obviously, I said it a couple of times now, I've been on the Stefan Bajcetic train since November, since he came on against Napoli and ran the midfield for the last 20 minutes. And there was question marks then about whether he should, should he be playing Madrid. Stefan Bajcetic should be the first outfield name on the team sheet against Madrid. 100%. You put your Alisson in, and you put your Stefan in, and then you build around that, because that is what's given us all our confidence at the minute. Stefan Bajcetic, I might even give him a 9. He was that good. Trent. Now, I think Trent he had a wonderful assist for Nunes, and I think defensively he was really quite good. So I'm going to give Trent an 8. Really solid performance from him. Since the World Cup, he's been back to his best, and it's been really good to see that link-up finally starting to form between him and Nunes. It's going to be so dangerous for years to come now. Van Dijk, 7. I think he had his moments where Van Dijk, he got done by St. Max. But like I said earlier, lots of players get done by St. Max. It's not a bad thing to be done by Alan St. Max, one of the most skillful players in the league. So that's fine. His passing was great. And he done some mad little thing. I don't know how you remember it, sort of thing. I think it was Sven Botman or Fabian Schär's played a long ball over the top to try and get St. Maximin in. And Van Dijk, instead of heading it, has just sort of put his foot out behind him and backheeled it 20 yards straight to the feet of James Milner. And that's what he can do. That's what his aura is. And I thought having him back such a big help because he gives everyone else confidence. So I think it's a 7. I think it's a 7 for him. Fabinho. 6 or 7. I'm going to give him a 6 because he got booked. I think it's a very harsh booking. I do think it's a very harsh booking because he didn't even make the foul. But it's a 6 for him. Henderson, 6. He ran around a bit, but again, there was times when he had when we were under pressure, when they had 10 men, where you need a bit of calmness from your captain, and he was just booting it away or trying to do first time passes, and it wasn't really landing for me. So he wasn't really landing for the team, and it was getting me annoyed. So 6 for him. Cody Gakpo, 8. Thought he was bright, got his goal, and then once the team sort of gets tailed off, he could tailed off a little bit. But I can't fault him for getting his goal. Really nice goal as well. The movement and the play was fantastic. Really reminiscent of the old Liverpool. Really reminiscent, actually, of the goal we scored against Manchester United last season at Anfield, where the winger comes back, flicks it in, and then someone runs onto it and puts it in after a really nice passing move. It was nice to see that. Darwin Núñez. I'm going to give Núñez a 9. I'm going to give Núñez a 9 because I think he was the one, he got his goal, but he was always the most threatening out of the attackers. He was always the most threatening before his injury. We had that really good effort, which the Bravka had to push past the post. He always carried that threat. He always carried that, danger factor, which Newcastle didn't like dealing with. So I'm going to keep Darwin Núñez on a 9 there. Salah, I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he got his assist. He forced the Nick Pope red card. But I don't think we saw enough of him. I think yesterday he was almost a little bit too sort of nice in a sense. So my big thing with attackers has always been I need my attackers to be greedy. And I'm not bothered if they're too greedy, because I'd rather my attacker was greedy than unselfish. And then we miss chances by that. I'd rather they miss the chances by shooting. But yesterday he was really unselfish and constantly trying to play in others. So I'd give him an 8, but he didn't really shoot enough for me yesterday. And I want to see that. He's our biggest goal threat. He's the best finisher we've got. So I need to see him shooting more. Jota 7. Not really too much to say about him. I thought he was bright when he came on. I had that really unlucky moment where he tried to head it back across goal and someone couldn't get there, but you could still see a little bit of rustiness. Harvey Elliott, I didn't really see him do much. He played that nice pass for Robertson where he tried to cut it back, but that was about it from Harvey really. So I give Harvey a 6. Milner, I'm actually going to give Milner an 8. You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but James Milner was actually a joy to watch when he came on because he was them tackles he put in and that work rate he had. And it was actually just a really good James Milner performance. It was a really good performance from the lad. I really liked what I saw. You know, when a lot of the team were complacent and settled down, not doing much, James Milner was trying to really jig up that standard and trying to get a reaction on the team. So I liked it. And Roberto, for me, I'm going to give a 6 as well. Because, yes, he grew into the game, but he had a really poor start off the bench. So I don't think he can be higher than a 6 for me. But let's see what you lot are saying. Alisson 10. Robert was a 4. I don't think he was 4. I don't think he was that bad to be a 4. But he certainly wasn't that fantastic. Stefan, my midfielder, he's like Junior with Thiago, like passing range. I remember a few of us fans were calling for youngsters like him to be given a chance because we were that bad. The youngsters are always going to come in and have a positive impact because they play with no fear. They just play with confidence. They're in that moment. They can't believe it. You know, it's such a big moment for them to be making their senior debut or to be playing first team football for a club like Liverpool. They're always going to play with that confidence. And when you've got the quality to go with that confidence, you're going to fly. And that's why I've been so insistent on the youngsters playing this year when we've been bad because we're going to have to rely on them in the future. I want to see them get meaningful experience now. Trent was my man of the match. I think I can't look past Alisson. I think that game's completely different if we don't have Alisson in goal. Jamie, good to see you, lad. Good to see you. Big up yourself as well. Big up yourself. Hender's been one of the best players the last 2 games. He set a standard, I'll give him that. He set a standard in terms of work rate and that, but on the ball, there's still so much to be desired from him. Imo Salah was horrible for. He had moments, Salah. He had moments where, he wasn't great, but I also think he had his moments where he was fantastic. And I think with the assist, it averages out to an 8 for me. But if you were to say 7 or 6, I can't really argue. But a 4, I think, is a bit harsh. Salah's shoot was. I don't think he shot much yesterday. I remember he had 1 shot on target, which was a weak shot for the Bravka. But, it's what it is. He got an assist. I rate it. The tackles on Anthony Gordon was so sweet. Into the veins from James Milner. Into the very veins. Hook it in there. Loved it. And it was when he got up and he was. It was just boss. I love Milner. And his tackle on St. Macron as well. Boss. Did Anthony Gordon grow up as a red or a blue? I know he was in our academy for a little bit, but I don't know if he was a red I think he was a red, but he said he's a blue sort of thing. And Lila 3-2 up Hardy. Jeez Christ, PSG. I don't think that Gaultier's got long left, I really don't think Gaultier has that long left. But yeah, I mean, we've got Real Madrid now coming up. Big game, that one. Massive game. It's the one competition we can win this season. The one competition we've got left to win this season. And I said it yesterday on a couple of streams that I was on TikTok and that whoever wins this tie will win the whole thing because of European heritage. 100%. I back that statement. 100%. If Liverpool win the tournament. If Real Madrid win the tournament. Because I don't think there's an outstanding European team this season. I think our biggest threat will be Napoli. I really do. Because I don't think Nagelsmann's all that. I don't think PSG are all that. I don't think Man City are all that in Europe. Who else is there? Chelsea don't really worry me. Milan, Inter, all that stuff. They don't really bother me all that much. So when I look at it like that, whoever wins this tie with European heritage and the quality that they've got when they want to show it, they win the whole tournament. It's a massive game. Obviously, the Nunes stuff. Hopefully, he can make it, but I really doubt it. I doubt he makes it. He might make the second leg, but I don't think he makes the first leg, which is really disappointing. But I'll do a preview for that tomorrow because it's on Tuesday, isn't it? So preview for that will be probably like 5 p.m. tomorrow. Should we do 5? Yeah, let's do 5. 5 p.m. tomorrow. Liverpool versus Real Madrid preview. I'll do my research. I'll find out who's injured and not for Real Madrid and all that. And we'll have a good little 45-minute, hour-long preview on that one. But I'm still massively hungover. I've got Liverpool. I've not got Liverpool to watch. I've got Manchester United, Leicester, and then Tottenham, West Ham to watch. Up the Foxes, up the Irons. Fingers crossed the Reds can get the win against Real Madrid. Don't get me wrong, Tony. This was amazing. It was all around game. The shooting yesterday was horrible. I wouldn't say it was horrible, or I wouldn't say it was great. I'll give you that. Liverpool beat Madrid 3-0. I said we win 2-1. I said we win 2-1, and then it's a really tight one at the Bernabeu. We pass Madrid and we can win it. Yeah, I mean, European heritage in Champions League can never rule it out. Can never rule it out. And I still think we can take on Napoli. My only worry with Napoli is our record at their home stadium, the Armando Maradona or whatever it's called. Fucking shite. It's so bad. It is so bad. And especially if they were in it for like a UCL semi-final, I really think we could crumble under that atmosphere because it's an atmosphere like none other. We love the Anfield atmosphere, and the Anfield atmosphere is immense. But then what that stadium can do when it's fully bouncing, scary, scary stuff. Scary, scary stuff. But yeah, I think that's it. I mean, boss win for the Reds. Nunes Gakpo getting the goals. Loris Karius is in goal for the cup final now. I will be there no matter what. I will be there no matter what. Loris Karius' first game in 2 years in the cup final against Manchester United. Oh, it's written in the stars. It's written in the stars. Honestly, I love that. I love that. But I think what are we now? We are. Let me just have a quick little look at the league table real quick. I think we're. Is it 6 points off 4th for the game in hand? 6 points off 4th? Is it? Let's have a little look here. Yeah, show me the table. Thank you. Game in hand on 4th, and we are 6 points off. Tottenham play today. Tottenham could go into 4th, but then we'd have 2 games in hand on Tottenham. They would be 7 points ahead of us. We could go if we win those games in hand, we could be 1 point off 4th at some point. That's a real change up from how it was 2 to 3 weeks ago, which is massive. So a lot of positives to say. I mean, people have tried to, now that we've won a couple of games, my views on all, like, the manager and the summer and all that. My point of view on all that has not changed. I still stand by everything I said then because my concerns were not about performances here and now. I never said that I would get the manager out now. I always said at the end of the season, we've got to have a serious review on the situation. And my point of view hasn't changed on it, but I'm just happy that the Reds are winning. Dreading Real Madrid. I don't normally get nervous around these sort of ties, quarterfinals and that. I'm a little bit shaky. I'm a little bit away, because this is all we've got. This is all we've got for this season. And my view on Liverpool is we are one of the most successful clubs in the world. Pride ourselves on being the most successful club in England. We have to be winning stuff pretty much every season. And this season, if we don't win something, after missing out so much last year, I'll be gutted. I'll be really, really gutted. But yeah, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to get myself ready and go watch Leicester Man United. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm not remembering everything. Follow the socials down below. I've actually put the link in the description this time so you can follow them all down below. And yeah, appreciate you all for watching. Have a good one. And I will see you tomorrow for the Liverpool versus Real Madrid preview. In a bit, everyone. In a bit. In a bloody little bit.